presented by O'Neill Buick GMC.
Hello, welcome into our On Campus with Game On softball show. I'm your host, Jeff Beideman, and joining me here on this incredibly hot day at Pennsbury High School are Renee Washington and Jen Wielgus. All right, Renee, typically we've had you throughout the spring season on our lacrosse show, but on Monday you had the opportunity to cover Bristol's state semifinal game, and while the Warriors lost to Minersville and saw their season end, it can't take away from what a wonderful run they had this postseason.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough to watch Bristol lose that way. I mean, they had a great season. They went through the whole regular season undefeated, got to the state semifinals without losing a single game. But when you talk to their seniors after the game, in their final game as a Bristol Warrior, all they see is the scoreboard in that moment. And my heart went out for them. As you see, second inning in, they're down 9-0. And it's hard. You start to see the writing on the wall, and you know what's coming. And they wanted that win in the worst way. I mean, for all three of their seniors, they had been in the state semifinals. That was their third time in their career. So this was their chance, and they were hoping to get past the semifinals. And not only did they lose, but they lost pretty big. So tough day for the Warriors overall.
Well, I thought it was really interesting to read the quotes, and great job by all the reporters that covered that game, because it is not easy for anybody involved in games like that, you know, when a game is 15-0 in the state semifinals.
Especially when it's a team that's had the year leading up to it like
right.
they had.
23-1 was Bristol's record.
Absolutely.
But Coach Mike Lawley said even if we played our best game, we would not have won this game. And that is what Minersville does to people. I mean, Bristol's a dynasty around here. Minersville is at a different level. You know, they play in a kind of a different environment for small school softball. And we've talked about that all year on this show. And you just have to tip your cap. And, you know, Bristol, I really feel like it's going to take Bristol, you know, Bristol will still be a dynasty around here for many years to come. One of those dominant pitchers. We don't have a lot of dominant pitchers around here right now. The Mary Wallach, the Shauna Walp, and we're going many years back, way before Renee's time.
But they can be difference makers in a state semifinal or a state final type game.
And when you look at a game like the game against Minersville, they out-hit them 17-2. And Minersville was getting big hits. These were not, I mean, they had some bunts, of course, but when they were hitting the ball, they were sending their outfielders to the back fence. And they tried, for Bristol, they had Cara Fabiano, who was pitching first. They switched to Haley Sweeney. They tried to mix it up, but by then the damage was done.
And it's no cut to any of these girls. Since they moved the mound back to 43 feet, it is much more difficult for girls to be dominant as pitchers.
Yeah, it really has made a difference. A lot more balls in play. Scores have gone up across the board, so no doubt about it. But certainly don't want to take anything away from Bristol's run.
Not at all.
Great run. And we'll be looking for them next season to see what they can do, not only in the BAL districts, and let's see if they can make another state run. All right, Jen, we had 6 of our area teams reach the state playoffs. Not bad for a year that a lot of people thought softball in the area might be a little down.
That's right, Jeff. And I'm going to start with Council Rock North and probably use up all my allotted time talking about them, because really they impressed me the absolute most out of all the teams that made the state playoffs, other than Bristol, who we already talked about. And Council Rock North is the team to watch as far as I'm concerned coming back next year, because they really only lose a couple seniors. Those girls who made, as we talked about a million times, the epic comeback in the District 1 5th place game just to make it to states, then not really upset, but beat the District 1 champ 9-5, so handily.
That was
in the first
probably
round.
The biggest upset of the playoffs.
Right, and then took Hazleton to the wire, and we're leading in the 7th inning, you know, and the headline said it right. It was a heartbreaker for them to lose that game. I mean, they were just out. They were 3 outs away from the state semifinals. A team that was on the ropes almost didn't make it into the state tournament. I mean, a real testament to the heart that those girls have, and that will take them a long way, because, like I said, they're losing some really awesome seniors, Taylor Amazine and Sabrina Crane, but the rest of those girls
are all back.
All contributed to that run that they had, will remember what that felt like, and you know, they'll believe in themselves. What it takes then
to win that game in the 7th
inning.
You
know, coming back next year, and I would look out.
Right.
If I were you, other softball teams in the area.
All right, and we obviously know Bristol will be there. They are every year. But we also have a couple of other small schools that had pretty good years too, runs into the state playoffs.
We did. I mean, Conwell-Egan, you know, and I count them as a small school. They made it, and we can't really judge them based on their state tournament performance, because they played Minersville, the team that kicked Bristol's butt, in the
Right.
state semifinals, and they're always going to be right there. Archbishop Wood, with Marissa Brown coming back for
Yeah,
her
that's a
senior
really nice
year.
place to start.
Marissa Brown, one of the top three pitchers in our area
Right.
with Amber Brugger and Jenna Cansian at Counts Rock North. So look at them. And Christopher Dock, good job by them. I mean, they kind of had a tough time
Had it
in
up
the state
against in the
tournament.
playoffs, but
again, they're a program. They're
Right.
one of the programs in our area that you can always look forward to seeing. And let's not forget North Penn. There's a sign on their outfield fence, and they're not a small school, obviously, that says "Tradition never graduates." Well, there was a great senior, Bree Batavio, who I loved covering. She's a great interview, had a lot of heart. Pitcher.
Right.
She graduates, but the tradition lives on, and there were so many good young players
Yes,
on
there
that
were.
North Penn team this year. So they're another great team to watch coming up.
All right, sounds like a lot to look forward to in 2018.
That's right.
All right. That'll do it for our softball show this week. We'd like to thank Pennsbury High School for hosting us. A reminder, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at HS Game On. And make sure to check out all of our Pennsbury baseball coverage from the Friday state championship game. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next season.